Alright, folks, get ready because today we're diving into a whopper of a wedding story from the land of bridezillas. You thought bridezillas were bad? This one is next level. I mean, revirginizing? We've got it all: betrayal, drama, and pyramid schemes. Yeah, I'm not joking. Buckle up. Taking her day too far. A former friend of mine asked me to be her matron of honor. I was really excited for her, but when I found out I was pregnant, I offered to let her replace me. She assured me it would be fine. That meant she still expected me to do everything. It was shocking how she changed over the course of the months leading up to the wedding. She had been a very sweet and generous person almost to a fault, but she took every opportunity she could to cash in on her wedding. She asked friends and friends of friends to get services for her for free, but was really demanding about it and super critical. She expected the bridesmaids to be with her 24/7 2 days before the wedding. I had to let her sleep over at my house because she was revirginizing and couldn't stay at her apartment because she had been living with the groom for over a year. We found out a week before the wedding that she had booked all of us to go with her to a salon to have our hair and makeup done with her. It would cost us $200 each. All of us thought we'd do just fine with our own hair and makeup, but she wanted it to be a fun girls' day. The other bridesmaids had to get sitters as their husbands were golfing with the groom. Then, it turns out that the actual cost of hair and makeup was only $75. The difference was to pay for her hair and makeup plus the extra time for the limo to take us to the salon and then to the church. The reception was a mess because she refused to see the groom before the wedding but then wanted a ton of pictures together after the ceremony. All the guests were waiting at the reception but she insisted no one could be served anything until the bride and groom arrived 90 minutes later. When we tried to hurry her along, she said all those people can wait. It's my day. The appropriate way to refer to those people is your guests. All I'll say about the fact that I had to manage the money dance is bitch your last name ain't Corleone. Then, around midnight, my husband and I had to shuttle all the presents from the reception to her house because we had been guilted early on into hosting a brunch the next day where she could open her presents and visit with family and the wedding party. I had originally planned on just doing fruit and bagels plus drinks, alcoholic and non, but she whined that it really couldn't be called a brunch if I didn't serve eggs but don't just go buy a quiche. So after getting back and unloading the gifts and making sure the place was clean, I had to prep an egg casserole for the morning. Did I mention I'm 7 months pregnant at this point? The best part was that when we agreed to host, I asked her for a list of names so I could send out invitations. She told me she had already done it. I hadn't agreed to it, but she already invited people to my house. I asked how many people because, you know, details like that help with the planning. She couldn't remember and whenever she did tell me a number, it changed. Also, after I left the reception, there was just a general announcement that everyone was invited. And that announcement was that it started at 10 a.m. when it was really planned for 11. Boy was I surprised when random people started showing up an hour early. The bride and groom didn't show up until noon, an hour late, and they were pissed because most of the food was gone. But the final straw was when, months later, after I had my son, they came over not to see me and the baby, but to pitch my husband and I on a pyramid scheme. When we declined, she flew into a rage and said it was going to be my fault that they lost their house we had helped them move 2 weeks prior. She's actually the one who ended our friendship. Nicest thing she ever did for me that year. Man, I gotta say, that's one of the most entitled bride stories I've heard in a long time. You deserve a medal for putting up with all that. And I'm glad this friend is out of your life. Sometimes, the trash really does take itself out. Let me know in the comments, would you have stayed friends with this bridezilla or run for the hills? Hit that like button if you think this bride's craziness is off the charts, and as always, stay awesome.